guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. I wanted to let you guys know about a procedure that I just had because it was pretty new to me when I had it done, and I was a little bit nervous, so I'm hoping that I can ease any anxieties that you may have. The procedure is called VNUS, V-N-U-S, or vein closing procedure. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so I can keep building awareness to what I have, giving you more reviews, and getting myself out there so I can help others that are like me. Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope you watch it until the end. Thank you. Alright, so I went to the doctor's because I have this huge bulging vein on my right leg. And this vein was throbbing, and it was hurting, and I looked like I was about, I don't know, 90. It started to get really hot, and it started to ache and burn. And I was afraid when I was shaving in the shower that it was eventually going to burst open, and then I'd be in some big trouble because I've seen videos on YouTube about what happens when they burst. I went in for my consultation, and they had to do a Doppler on my leg, which is basically just an ultrasound all the way from the groin to the knee, and then they went down further to the ankle to make sure to see if you have something called reflux in your veins, which means the valve is not working or functioning properly, so the blood is not going where it's supposed to go. Which it came out that I did have reflux, a lot of reflux. My valve was completely bad in that vein. So then he told me that we have to schedule something called VNUS, and I'm like, what? What are you gonna do? So the procedure is to basically, I'll read you what it says off of my phone to kind of give you a better understanding. So VNUS is radio frequency ablation system, also called the closure procedure. It's a minimally invasive varicose vein treatment procedure that uses radio frequency energy, electricity, to heat, collapse, and seal off the targeted blood vessels. The ablated vein becomes scar tissue, then would be absorbed by the body. Now, not all of these procedures are successful. Mine, fortunately, was. I didn't expect my vein to not be visible by the end of this. I could still see the blue under the skin, but it's not hanging out of my leg like it was prior. So the doctor that I went to was amazing, and he took his time and he explained to me everything that was going on. On the day of the procedure, I started to do my vlog for you guys so I can walk you through the entire process. Now, I took some pictures and videos of the room, but I did not take any video during the actual procedure being performed, but I did take video again after. So I will include them in this video. I really hope that you can learn something from this, or at least lessen your anxieties if you or someone you know has to go through this procedure. Now, normally this procedure is done on elderly patients, but with the illness that I have, I'm jacked up. Let's be real, I'm just jacked up. Good morning, guys. So I am getting ready to go and be on my way for a vein closing procedure. So I'm going to video my process through this so that way I can help some of you ease your anxieties over this procedure. So I will see you soon. Alright guys, so I just got out of my procedure, and it was a little bit painful. I think more so I was anxious. They did provide me with Valium before I went in. So I will describe a little bit later, after I'm feeling a little bit better, to let you know exactly what happens when you get in there. But yep, I'm all wrapped up in a gauze and have compression stockings on. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, so on the day of the procedure, you're gonna go into the facility, and you wanna make sure that you bring a pair of compression stockings with you. They usually recommend size 20 to 30, I believe it is. I ended up getting the thigh-high stockings and wearing them, and that was perfectly fine. They offer you the option for a Valium, and if you decide to take that, you have to show up a half hour earlier than your scheduled appointment time, and you take that as soon as you get into the office when you check in. You have to have somebody that will drive you from the procedure because you can't drive when you're on Valium. So you take the Valium and you wait until that kicks in, then they take you back. When they take you back, they're going to see this table and all this stuff set out, and I have included some pictures in this video for you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. They get you in there and they lay you down, and you get into basically like a wrap. It's not a gown, but you can't have anything on brow down. So yeah, that's fun. So you're laying on this table, and usually the tech is prepping you, like scrubbing you down and taping some stuff to your leg, and they got to keep it really sterile. So there's a Doppler ultrasound machine right there. They have all this stuff laid out next to you. Because I was on a Valium, I was quite calm because I did have some anxiety with this procedure, because I don't like the thought of anything just going inside my body like that. It freaks me out a little bit. So the Valium did help because I have anxiety as it is. So I'm laying on the table. The doctor comes in once I'm already scrubbed up and ready to be having the procedure performed on myself. And the doctor comes in, he just does small talk and explains what he's going to do, and that's where I stopped him and said, no, I'm good, just do it, don't want to know. And so then all of a sudden you will feel pinches on your thigh, and it pinches and then it burns. And the burn is only for a couple seconds, and then your leg will start to feel weird, and then you're going to feel pressure and movement. If you had any children, it's kind of like when you have an epidural, you could feel things but not the full thing if it worked correctly. So once you start feeling that, then he's going to be inserting this, it's almost like a heart catheter thing, and they kind of make an incision in your thigh, and they go up inside of your thigh all the way up to your groin. Now, when he got to my groin, I felt it, and it was painful, but I did tell him, and he immediately numbed that area, but it was only for a couple seconds. So they do listen to you, they're very present. You usually have the doctor and your tech right there, and she's helping with whatever he needs in that moment. So once they, like I said, once I got to the groin, it started to hurt, and I was like, yo, okay, that hurts. And he was like, all right, no problem, let me numb it up for you. So then he re-numbed it, and within about probably 15-20 minutes, the procedure was over. And the girl that works there, the tech, then they're going to take those compression stockings that you purchased outside of the office. She's going to place that on your thigh. Then they have like a wrap on there with like a little piece of gauze, and you don't remove that until the next day. So you go home, you're supposed to walk on your leg, but you're not supposed to lift anything, nothing too strenuous, no running, no steps, none of that. So when I came home that night, I was like, oh, I'm good, this doesn't even hurt. I walked around that whole entire day, I thought I was doing great. But I don't know if it's because I overdid it, or that's just how it hurts normally, but by about 10 o'clock that night, I was in pain. Like, it actually hurt, and it felt like it was like going down, like down to my kneecap and up to my groin, and it was like this deep, throbby, burning sensation. So I went for my checkup within that week, and the vein was still really bulging. It didn't hurt where it hurt originally, but now it hurt the whole entire region. I did get some bruising. It turned black, it turned green, it turned purple. When I went back for my follow-up, they then again do another Doppler on your leg. Now, I was super sensitive at this point because it was only been like 5 or 6 days when I went back in. So having that rub over that incision was not fun. And what you kind of get is like an electric sensation. It's like a zappy feeling almost. And I was kind of nervous because some people on the internet make it sound like this procedure is nothing. They get up, they're good to go, blah, blah. Of course, that's not the case with me. Of course, I have to have a little bit of pain. Honestly, the procedure though, and the healing, now that it's over, what are we at? I think I'm at 3 weeks now, 3 weeks post-op. And I feel okay. It's still a little bit sore. It hurts a little bit when I get up to move around. If I'm sitting for a long time and then I stand, it will ache then. But on that first day, it started to feel like a cord sensation in my thigh. Like, it felt like almost like a threaded cord. That's the only way I can explain it. And you could feel that. It was almost like the vein was hardening. Now, what that catheter is supposed to be doing is basically melting your vein closed, is what it seems like. So when he puts a catheter up there, there's a little piece that comes out of it that's like a little melting thing. So that kind of melts down the vein, and they kind of go back and forth and get up in there a little bit until that's completely closed. So the post-op healing wasn't too bad. The procedure wasn't too bad. I hope I don't have to have it again, but I say a lot. Yeah. And now I have literally just a little bit of blue showing in that vein area, and I only get a little bit zaps of like electric feelings, and the cord feeling is no longer there. So I'm fully functioning, and it's only been, like I said, like 3 weeks now, but I was pretty much fully functioning the day that I had it done, just with limitations that they gave me. It's not bad, guys. It's not too bad. So hopefully you don't have too much anxiety over this. And I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, to get educated, and yep, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe.